buy product and services. There are some things that make them buy things. Estimate the psychological components that make sales happen. So you want to integrate and understand the psychology that make sale happen, because people make up their mind to buy things first emotionally, and then they justify it with logic before they make a purchase or a buying decision. So let's look at some of the psychological triggers that make people buy, and you would realize that it is what has made you buy some of the things that you have bought yourself. So the first one here is the law of is the mere exposure effect. Feels as if we know the thing or we know the person. There are people that you see online every single day because you see their content every day. You see stuff about them every day. It now feels as if you know them. Now, what does that trigger inside of you? It triggers trust. So you can part your money and give to them. You can bring out your card and buy their products and you buy their services because of that exposure that you have had with them. Look for some form of way to familiarize yourself with them, either through your content, your email list, or them seeing your face. That mere exposure. Let me give an example of this. I don't know if you follow Nigerian music. Before Whiskey became popular, I noticed something. Before Banky W introduced Whiskey to the limelight, I noticed something. On all his musical videos, you will be sampling the face of Whiskey. I don't know if some of you observed that. You'll be seeing his face in most of his videos, pictures. We kept seeing this guy's face. So when his song eventually came out, it felt as if we knew him, two of us. If you observe that. So they understand the psychology that the more people see you, that's why if you don't put yourself out there, you don't share any form of content, people don't know you, you are doing yourself a lot of disservice. Proponent of sharing testimonies of people that have used your product or your service and have gotten a level of success from using your product or from using your service. Do you understand that? So that level of contrast is very important. The other psychological reason why people buy is the priming effect. The priming effect. It says that the first piece of information that people see, it tends to program their mind. So let me share an example with you of an experiment that was done in America. So they brought a sort of young people into a little office building, and then the first set of people they sprinkled things that used to clean the house, like you know detergent that used to clean up the house. So they sprinkled those things around the office, and then they told them to fill a form and gave them something to eat while they were filling the form. The second set of young put them in another room. This time around, they didn't sprinkle anything that cleans up a house, just a normal room with no sprinkle. They also give them some things to eat while they were filling the form. When they were done filling the form, the people that were in the room where it had the smell of things that used to clean up a toilet, clean up a house, all of them, they packed the particles or the crumbs or the leftovers of what they ate and they put it in the bin. The other ones that were in a room without any, after they filled the survey form. Now the experimenters knew what they were doing. What they were doing was they were priming them. So what happens was that the people that entered the room that had the thing where they used to clean up a room, that smell primed their head. It primed their mind for cleaning. So when they were done filling the form, nobody told them what to do. They just got the smell had primed them. So what the experimenters were trying, what is saying is that people don't just act. You have to prime them to act. If you've watched that movie, Focus by Will Smith, there's a scene in the movie where he wanted a particular man to pick, I think, number 55. but it programmed the mind's brain in such a way that the guy kept seeing 55 all over the place wherever he went to in the movie. I don't know if you remember that scene. And when it was time to pick a number, he picked 55. So it's the same thing with you in sales. The question is, can you program? Is it possible to program the consciousness of your customers? All right, so that the first piece of information that they see about you, it programs them to believe something about you. So if you want to position yourself as luxury, you should position yourself as luxury based on the way that you dress, the way that you come across. All right, because priming is critically important. John Obidi, good morning. All right, so the third shocking reason why people buy is called the anchoring effect. And once asked me to speak at an event, I think sometime last year, and it was a very short event, very short, maybe like 40 minutes or 30 minutes or something. So I told the client that I was going to charge the client 500,000 naira to speak at that 30 minutes event. And the clients said, they don't have 500,000 naira, that their budget, that please, can they pay, I think, 300,000 naira for that talk. Then we went back and forth and I agreed for 350. Now, let me tell you something now. My figure for that 25 minutes talk was to take that 350. But when I told them it is 500,000 naira, what did I do? I anchored the price upwards. So, when I tell them 500,000 naira, there's no way they will tell me that they were going to give me 100,000 naira. True of us. That is called anchoring. You want to anchor people upwards and not anchor them downwards. Of course, if I also told them that I was going to take 350,000 naira for that talk, they will not pay me 500,000 naira. Do you understand what I mean? They will not anchor me upwards. So if you anchor your clients downwards, they will anchor you as well downwards. If you anchor them upwards, they will anchor you as well upwards. So it doesn't cost you anything to raise your price. You know that you can do this job for $1 million. You know that you can do the job for 700,000, for example. Don't tell them 700. Anchor them upwards. Tell them it's $1 million naira. Because when you anchor them upwards, this psychology, they will anchor you to a degree that is comfortable with you. That's another shocking reason why people buy. Number 5 is authority bias. It's another shocking reason why people buy. You and I have been structured in such a way that we defer to authority figures. We are wired to respond to authority from childhood. All of us. So you listen to what your imam says to you. You listen to what your pastor says to you. You listen to what your lecturer says to you. And sometimes they may not even be right. But because of the way that we are wired, that's how we are. So you want to use that in sales as well. You want to position yourself as the authority, because people have the capacity to conform. People are wired to conform. It wasn't the makeup of man. The makeup of woman is to conform. You conform to the social pressure around you. And you conform to authority figures. So you can use that to your advantage if you position yourself as the authority in your space, in your industry. The conforming rate will be higher. This is the reason why you want to label yourself as something. If you won an award, let your customers know that you won an award. If you succeeded at something, let your customers know that you succeeded at something. Winning. Winning. So it's critical that you do that. How many of you enjoyed this talk right now? If you enjoyed this talk, I want you to join my paid WhatsApp group where I teach sales and marketing every single day like this. It's 5,000 naira to be in the group, or £5 or $5 if you live outside Nigeria. to be in the group? Who wants to be in the group right now? Say I. So click on the link on my Instagram bio right now. I have recordings like this that you will get for free if you join the group. So click on the link on my Instagram bio right now to join the group. We review a book every month in the group. The link is in my bio. Click on the link on my Instagram bio. It's 5,000 a month. I read a lot and see, and I take copious notes. I share that with my community. And we are reviewing the Almanac of Naval Ravikant on the 15th of this month. That book gave me, one chapter of that book gave me 2 million extra from a deal. So if you come for the book review, I'll show you what that chapter is. So who wants to join the group right now? Say aye. Those of you listening to this on the podcast, click on the link underneath the show notes. If you're watching this on YouTube live, the link to join is underneath this as well. Those of you on Instagram, so click on the link on my Instagram bio right now to join the. Those of you who listen